What is an H-index? Well, it's a valuable tool if you are in the academic world. It is something used to show how much reach, how much influence a person has by their publications. So if you have 5 publications, each of which have been cited in other publications at least 5 times, then your H-index is 5. That number is how many things you have written that have been cited by other things that number of times. Sounds a little confusing, but if my H-index is 12, that means I have 12 papers, each of which have been cited at least 12 times. What does that have to do with board games, Kylie? You talk about board games. Why are you talking about academia? Because we also talk about an H-index when it comes to games played. So many people are constantly chasing the new hotness. We play games 1 time, 2 times, move on to the next thing. We don't have a lot of depth. How many games have you played 12 times, 24 times, 50, 100 times? Probably very few. But those are games that you've really sort of gotten into the meat of, start to understand some high-level strategies, a lot of the interesting things going on. So your board gaming H-index is the number of games that you have played at least that many times. So if my board gaming H-index is 5, that means there are 5 games that I've played at least 5 times each. If it's 12, there are 12 games that I've played at least 12 times each. My personal H-index is 37. There are 37 games that I've played at least 37 times each. So what is that number used for? Well, it's used to sort of understand the breadth of your depth, if that makes any sense. Now, I'm not a game reviewer. I am a game recommender. See, a reviewer looks at a game, tries to break it down, tell you about it in a way that will inform you on whether or not you should pick up that game. I'm not trying to recommend I'm not taking a game and recommending it to a specific person. I'm taking a person and recommending a game from them, which requires a lot of game knowledge. And that's what me and my staff here at Games Unlimited do. So I should have a fairly low H-index because most games I play just 1 time so that I understand it enough to know who to recommend it to when someone's coming and asking for a game. And as I look back on my H-index, I actually see that most of the games that I have a lot of plays of are much older, and I haven't played them in years. They just got high numbers early in my gaming career when I wasn't playing as many games, when I wasn't as much of a game recommender as I am now. But we're gonna go through my H-index just because it's fun and interesting to see what are those 37 games that I, Kylie at Games Unlimited, have played 37 times.